Hello friends, this is Ganesh and video number 3 on IDOC. It's a long wait, I know, I'm sorry for that because my initial rental system person is not able to make it happen between two systems, especially for the RFC connections and some authorization in transaction. It was very difficult to follow up and get it. Then I took another service provider for the rental systems. I explained everything clearly in the beginning. They are saying yes, okay, we are able to do, and lot of follow-ups. Again, I'm failed. We are also not able to make an RFC connection enabled. I don't know why they're having that much issue. Then finally I got one person. I explained very clearly what actually my requirement, and he given a system with all the prerequisites, so everything is works fine. So finally I got a system where I can show you the IDOC scenarios between ECC to HANA. So my idea would be between the servers, not within the server and between the clients. So because we worked, we mostly seen this in many places, work with the two different clients, but I want to show you between two different servers. So that is the reason I tried and finally I got it, and here you go. And in this video, I'm going to explain both source and target system configurations and the program with triggering the IDOC and how it's reached the target system and through a function module and update in the target system. So the entire flow I'm going to show you in this video, because the first video I showed the partial one, how to trigger an IDOC from the source system and how it getting reached the target. So that level I showed. Again, I'm not able to use that system, so that is the reason I plan to give the full flow in this session itself. Okay. So first I will try to make you understand what needs to be done in both the systems and what are the steps. I prefer the steps to be followed in the source system, and there is a pass in the source system, continue in the target system, do all the configuration, then again come back to the final stage to the source system and do it. So that will easy to understand actually what we are doing it. Okay, I'll try to explain using some slides, and then I will show you the same in the system as well. And another thing, I'm not going to spend much time on writing a code by passing the values to all the segment fields of your IDOC type. Here I'm going to use the same material master, and the same way I don't want to explain how to update or how to create the IDOC material in the target system as well. So everything is in using BAPI, reading, loop, read, it depends, and everything is based on your own requirement. So that is the reason I just cut short it. I'll write very few lines of code and I'll show you how the data is reflecting the target system. I believe that is more than enough for you to continue your own scenarios. Let's get into this slide first. So here I have two different systems. 1 second. I just changed the color of my source system because here that is the indication. In IDOC normally we have a little confusions like which step needs to be done in which system, like server, source and target. So I plan to have my source in blue. All my fonts for the source system is in blue color, and then my target is in green. All my explanation, all the written statements are in green color, the entire slide. So that is a differentiation I want to show you. And my systems are ECC and HANA, two different systems. I'm going to send the data from ECC to HANA through the IDOC scenario or IDOC methodology. And here I'm going to perform 5 different steps in my source system and only 4 steps in target system. The reason behind is the missing step in the target system is RFC connection, because my scenario, the current scenario is I want to send the details, the data from source to target. I'm not expecting any response from my target system. So that is the reason I'm skipping creating the RFC connection in my target system. If I'm expecting some response, definitely yes, I need a RFC connection. Probably I will show you that particular scenario in a different video. I don't want to mix more scenarios. Okay, so my scenario is very clear. I'm going to send the details from source to target, and I'm not expecting any response from my target system. Clear? Now, the first step is I'm going to start from the source. You can use any of the transactions, or you can go to sale and you have a steps, you know the steps, create a logical system, assign a logical system to the particular client. It's everything you have to do. Either you can use BD54 or you can use SEC-C4 transaction as well. So BD54 helps you to create a logical system for both source and target, and SEC4 is allow you to assign the create a logical system to your client, respective client. Okay, so if you have a development system or if you have a rental system, then this step might possible. Probably in real time you don't have an authorization to do this, and it's not advisable to change the logical system which is in practice of your development system, which is in live in the sense, at least in the development system I'm talking about. Okay, so you don't have any authorization to do it. Either you can make use of the same logical system for your own scenarios. Okay, so once you are aware of this, probably you might skip and you can go to the next step for your actual systems. Clear? And depends on the project, you might have different logical systems also. It's everything depends on how the landscape which you are working. And then this is the first step which we are going to create, and maybe the names I might have used different, but here is easy reference. I'm saying ECC 800 is my logical system name, and HANA 800 is my target system name. So you have to create two different logical systems in your source and target as well, but the assign is going to happen only for your respective client of your source system. So I'm not going to do anything with HANA 800 in the first step. Okay, and RFC connection, and we have to create an RFC connection between source and target. You know how to do that, and you have to create the destination as well, and then do the test connection and remote logon. Okay, this is very simple step which you are going to do. This one actually I'm going to skip in my target system, so this is only in source for my current scenario. So another one, port and RFCs. I have to create a port in my source system, and I have to create the RFC, which I have to assign the RFC which I got created in the previous one. Okay, and so technically this is, we are going to use outbound IDOC, and here the same thing is going to be an inbound IDOC. And then fourth step, you have to create a partner profile with outbound message details using a transaction W20. And here you have to create a partner profile, and the preferable is actually go with the name of your target logical system, because once you're creating a generate a partner profile option, everything is actually mapped together. That is the reason they preferable go with whatever name you have in the logical system. So please create the same one. This is a preferable. The reason behind us, somebody might have used the same name, so you're not able to use it. Either you can use the same partner profile, or if you want to create a new one, you have to create it. So that is the reason preferable is go with the target logical system, and just do the add outbound message type and detail. So I want a matmos, and I want a basic type, maybe matmos 05, and trigger the IDOC immediately. So few technical information of your IDOCs are coming under partner profile. Okay, so port is a place where it's a kind of a lane. It use that particular lane to just push your IDOC out from your source system. But partner profile is the place where it determine what needs to be done. What is a message type? What is a basic type? Whether IDOC is collective IDOC or immediate trigger immediately. So those informations are mostly with partner profile. If there is most of the issues, we have to initially we just check what is the partner profile configured for this particular IDOC scenarios. Okay, so more time we used to spend in the partner profile area. And the fifth step, I'm going to give a pass over here in the system. I'm going means in the system I just create till the fourth step partner profile, and I just give a pass to do the BD64. The reason behind is I want to show you the same thing in my target system, and I prefer the distribution is going to be the last step of your entire IDOC configuration. So that is the reason I personally prefer create everything in source and target, then do the distribution. But if you still want to do it in a distribution continuously, it's up to you. So it won't harm your system. It's actually well and good to proceed with the same one. Okay. So in the BD64, I want to create a model view and model type, and then I want to generate the partner profile. And if everything is success, I need to distribute it. Okay. Once you distribute, it will create or it will enable in your target system as well. Okay. So these are the 4 steps which we have to do in the source system. So next one is I'm going to show you in the target level. So the target system, so all the green font is going to be the configuration steps in the target system. So target system also I'm going to prefer to create a logical system for both source and target. And here I'm going to assign the target logical system. So like HANA 800 for the respective client, or whatever client you have, 800, 400, depends on that. You have to assign the particular logical system to the client, respective client. And step number 7, if you consider target system, step number 2. So most of the steps are happening in this place only in the target system. So data is reached the target system. It needs a channel to reach the database table, right? So it's not once it reached, it's not automatically updated in the database table. So it has some proper channels, proper objects to be, some objects to be held to the data to reach the particular database table. Okay. So most of the design is going to happen in this area for target system. So step 1, once it is reached, I need an object where it help to update the data to the database table. So object is nothing but we are going to use a function module which receives the data. So I can say the first level which receives the data, read the data, do all the validation whatever you want, and using a BAPI or direct query, depends on your database table, and I have to update the database table. So I found a place where I can write a code as function module. So that's the first step. So what needs to be done in the function module? So the function module is basically it's a capable of receiving the control data, control information, and the IDOC data, actual data, material name, material plant, so many things, and the status of your IDOC. So all these 3 basic I'm talking about. You will receive some other as well, but these are the very basic information to be received in your function module. So you have to create a function module so that is capable of receiving these informations. Okay. So how we can enable that is capable of with the help of these 2 parameters. One is import parameters, another one is tables parameter. So if you create any custom function module in a target system, make sure your function module has these 2 minimum, these 2 import parameter, and minimum these 3 tables parameter. Okay. And there are some export parameters as well, but I'm not showing here because export parameter is always optional, and here import is mandatory, and tables also optional, but anyway we need this to write to receive the information and to write the code how the data to be updated in the database table. Okay. Another very important point is the names of your parameters should be same. If not, it will go to the short dump. Okay. So maybe your IDOC gets failed. But if you try to execute through some transactions where you're able to debug your inbound function module, in that case, it will go to the dump. Okay. So make sure you have the proper name to be added in your custom function module. That is a first step in this part. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of this, I'm going to use the first one is function module is ready. Okay. What is the next one? BD51. So BD51 is nothing but to register. This is done to register and add your function module with its characteristics. Very simple. There are 3 options they mentioned. Whether it's a inbound, you're going individual endpoint or mass, or one more is also available. So those things you have to maintain it. Very simple transaction. go there, enter your function module name and one of the other parameters 0, 1, 2. I will show you the NF for help as well. Just select whichever is relevant for your requirement. Done. That is PD51. And WE57, additional steps to your function module. So just map your function module along with, it's going to be with which IDOC type and which message type and also which direction, inbound or outbound. So that is also needs to be configured with the help of WE57. So once done with W57, we almost done for this particular step number 7. And finally, you have to create a process code, because this terminology you have heard many times. Once you start with working with IDOC, process code will plays a major role once the IDOC is reached in the target system. So like simply we are saying map the process code with the function module. But before this, map the process code and function module, these two steps to be performed. Otherwise, it will not, you're not able to map, or your function model is not able to reflect in WE42. Okay, so these two steps to be done before you go to assign your process code with your function module. Process code might be any name, start with probably any letters. I don't think it will start with Z or Y. So you go with any process code. In that process code, and you just map whatever function module we have created it. Okay, so create the process code and map with your function module through the transaction WE42. So the next one is, this is just for your reference. Once the IDOC is reached your target system, it is going to just check the partner profile, because we already configured everything, right? So check the partner profile, and the partner profile has configured with the process code, message type, and basic IDOC type. And then the process code is already mapped with the function module. So it's go inside the function module, and inside the function module, it's a custom function module. You can write whatever code you want, or you can figure out some standard function module which is going to create, because we have a lot of standard function model, inbound function model, which creates the material. Okay, so it's not required we have to use the custom function module. It depends. If required, go with the custom or go with the standard. Okay, so once that particular function module or the BAPI will update your data to the database table. So this is the way actually it just reaches the database table. Once the IDOC, once the data is reached the target system through an IDOC, this is the lane, or this is the channel. Okay, and what is the next one? Yep. So the next one is partner profile with inbound message details. So the step 3, we have to use the previous diagram is just for your reference. Okay, because partner profile we are creating here only. So step 8, the partner profile, we have to create the partner profile by the name of the source. This is also preferable. If you give the same source logical system name as a partner profile name in your target system, so things will be easy. So and then just add the inbound message type details and the process code and everything in the partner profile. Okay, so that is step number 8 in your target system. Actually, it's step number 3 in your target system. And final one is, okay, I just given a pass, right? And let's go back to your source system. Now do the distribution, because logical systems is ready in both sides. And then port and RFC is ready in source, and the target process code, function module, everything is ready. And the partner profile is ready in your source as well as in your target. Okay, so everything in place. Now go to your source system, do the distribution. Okay, so the connection is establishing between source and target with the help of this BD64 only. So here you have to create a model view. Just give a name for your model and give the message type, and along with that you have to give who's your sender, who's your receiver. Here it actually the fully determined who's the receiver, who's the sender, and what actually we are sending, what data we are sending, the message type you have to give. And you have to generate the partner profile. It just create and generate the partner profiles, and once it is done you have to distribute it. Once you distribute, sorry, received the call. Once you distribute this, it automatically enabled in your target system if your configuration is good. Okay, so this is the final step in your source side. Once it is done, and you have to do the same, almost same, in your target system as well. So once you receive the model in your target system, so go to BD64 transaction and just generate it. You don't want to add anything because it's already developed, already designed who is your sender, receiver, and what type of data. And you have to just check and generate the partner profile. That is more than enough. You don't want to distribute it again because you received it, you didn't create it in the target system. Okay, so this is the end of the steps which we have to follow for the IDOC configurations. Once these configurations are in place, then you can able to push the data with the help of a custom program, with the help of a function module, push the data automatically. It generates an IDOC in the source, and it reach the particular port of your source system, and it will reach your through RFC. It reach your target and give the data to the target system. Once it's reached your target, automatically through the process code, we are already mapped with the function module. Then system knows once it reaches the function module, read the data, and use some objects or APIs to update your database table. Okay, so this is the overall idea of the configurations between the source and target systems. Okay, let's move to the next one. So just a reference for you, and this is a way which I'm going to do it in the system. Database table, database and triggering program, it get the data from the database table, or the source might be anything, not only the database table, maybe your file, whatever it is. Okay, and triggering program generate the IDOC through RFC, through the port, and through the help of partner profile, it just push the IDOC out of your source. And your target system, again using the partner profile, it receives the data and it determined what is the process code and what is the function module on it. And inside the function module, you have the normal ABAP code to update in your database table. So this slide is the actual roadmap of what I'm going to do in the system, source and target. Okay. That's it. Let's see what else. No, I'll get into the system. So here, this is my ECC. Whenever you are seeing the transaction in a green color, you consider this is the ECC. So it's very easy for you to understand actually where actually I'm doing the configuration. And one second. Yep. I was looking for the toolbar. Now this is my HANA system. Okay, so actual blue color. So we are going to start the step one by one. I'm going to start from ECC. So I'm going to complete first 4 steps: logical system creation, assign logical system, RFC creation, port, and partner profile. So these 4 I'm going to do in my ECC system first. Let's get into the ECC system. So go to the transaction sale or BD54 and SEC4, you can use it. I prefer sale. And here go to logical systems, define logical system. I'm going to do the logical system definition for both target and source and target. So here I go with start with and it's ECC 800, and this is ECC system. And then I go with HANA 800, and this is my HANA system. Okay, save it and to create a new one. IDOC test. So it should be in your transaction transport only, so configuration transport. So it's saved, and then go back and do the second one, assign your source logical system to the exact client. So just go here and change, it's ECC 800. You can go with F4 as well, so no issues. So you'll get a message, be careful. Yeah, we are good, and save it. Okay, so we are done. Next, do the RFC connection. So go to SM59. Step number 2 in source system and do the above connections for RFC. This is very easy. You know how to do it. Get the application server number, the IP address and instance from your what do you call logon pad, and then you can do it. So for the security concern, I'm not going to show that. So I'm going to just pass the particular steps only. Okay, but it's very simple for you. Let me have from here till this. I'm going to do it. So here what I'm going to do was I prefer to have the same name, right? Okay, RFC is anything. So I can say RFC to HANA 800. Okay. So here it's HANA 800. Because source system, you don't want to prefer the same logical system name of target. It's not required. Okay, then I'm going to add the target host and system number. Okay, and then I'll just do the connection test. So this I'm going to retrieve from my logon pad. So this particular portion I'm just passing it. So once I added my details, IP address, instance number, and user ID and password, then if I saved, after that if you say test connection, automatically you will get this screen. So we are good enough, okay, to do that. Now, and create a port. So here, WE21. So do the RFC port. So here, keep the cursor in transactional RFC, and you can create your own or generate whatever from the system. It's up to you. So I'm just here IMAT. So any alphabet you can give the port. This is for material to HANA. Okay. Then the RFC to HANA 800. That is my RFC name. That's it. Save it. So the port is also ready. 3 steps done: logical system, assignment, and RFC. Third one, port, is also done. So final, I'm going to create a partner profile. So here, go back to WE20. Okay, and our partner profile is through logical systems. So here, preferable is create a partner profile with your target system logical system name. So my target system is HANA 800. Okay, and type is logical system. Enter and save. Then only this buttons will be enabled. Okay, so here I'm going to use outbound because I'm in ECC. I'm sending the details to outside of my ECC system. So it should be an outbound parameter. Select it and give what is means plus, add it, and give what is the message type. My message type is Matmos, and my receiver port is IMAT, which I created in the previous step. Transfer the IDOC immediately, and my basic step is Matmos 05. Okay, and save it. So all the 4 steps are done in the source system. Okay, and now I'm going to do the same except RFC and port in my target system. Okay, then we'll do the distribution. We are good, and go to target system. 1 second. Again, I'm searching for the toolbar. I got it. Now go to HANA. Do the first 3 steps here. Sale, basic settings, logical system, define logical system. So do the definition for both. Okay, so I just use the same one here because anyway the same name is available in this system. So ECC 800 is my ECC system. HANA 800 is my HANA system. That's it. Save it. Here also you need a transport request. I just continue with my existing one. Done. Go back and do the assignment. So here we are in HANA system. We are in blue color. So we are in HANA system. And yeah, here it is. Assign logical systems 800. Here it's going to be HANA 800. Save it. Be careful while saving. Yeah, just continue with that one. Now I don't want to do step 2 and step 3 over here. I don't like RFC and port. So let's go to the bigger steps in target system. So what are the things? So first I have to go with function module. Probably I have a function module, so I don't want to show you the steps and all to create a function module. Okay, it's honestly taking your time. So this is a function module I have created. You know how to create a function module, function group and everything. And I will show you the parameters display. Here go to import. These two are the minimum parameters which you have to give: import method and mass processing. And export, there are some export, but I'm not doing it. And some tables. So there are some more tables, but only these three I'm including it. Okay, so name should be same. Import parameters and tables parameter name should be same. Okay, so I'm done with SE37 and I have to register this particular function module. Okay, so maybe what I can do is I just create it again for you, so it's easy for you to just follow up. So SE37, because I have already configured everything this function model with the other process code. So what I can do, mat create. Let me go ahead with a different name, mat creates, create it, and I have a function group. So material creation. Done. Okay. So now /YC37, because I just do the copy paste only. Display. Go here. Just copy this. Paste it and then go to tables. If you really want to see how actually this function model is getting called, do a simple change. Just give a different name in your parameter, okay? And then just test it through WE19 transaction. You will get a short dump. There, go to the debugging mode. You will see what are the parameters actually required for your function module. So these are fine. That's it, and act toward it. So no code I have written so far. My function model is ready. And the next step, BD51. I'm in a target system, BD51. So blue color refers it's in my target system. Table is cross client. I'm good. Just click new entries and enter the function module name. So this one I have already done. So the new one is ZJI mat create. That's it. And this one also is a mandatory field. As a mass processing individual input or individual input with IDOC and call transaction, I go the second one, individual input, save it. Okay, in the transport request. Done. And then you have to go to WE57. So where we have to map our function module along with your basic message type and message type and also the direction of your function module. So here click new entries and here enter the function module name Z mat create and type as function module and basic type as mat05, message type as matmos, and the direction is inbound. Okay, save it. That's it. So once you're done, then your function module is able to enable in WE42, because this is normally where you're getting an error. You create a function module and you might miss any of these two steps, BD51 or WE57. then the created function module is not listed in WE42. Okay, it's a frequent issue, that's fine. Then go to WE42 to create a process code. Okay, I'm going to create a process code for this. So my process code is just name RMAT. So receiving material details. So receive material informations and select processing by function module and press enter. Key from allowed. Oh, sorry. Process code should be start with ZRY. So only the port has any alphabet. So process code with ZRY only. Yes, it's good now. ZMAT. I think ZMAT is already I have done. One second. Let me go with ZMAT underscore 5. Okay. Enter. Then click this after selecting the processing by function module. Click this button. It will say, okay, save the new entries first. Save it. Okay. Done. Some informations. So here you have to select your function module. So once you're done with BD51 and W57, then only your function module will list out here, otherwise not. Okay, so this is the one, ZJI mat create. Select it, nothing much, save it. Because we already configured the message type and everything, nothing over here, just save it. So we are almost done with in the target system configurations. Logical system done, and then assignment is also done, so there is no RFC so far. It's not required for today's scenario. And I have created a custom function module to receive and process the IDOC data, and then configurations for the particular function module also done, and I have mapped with the process code. So almost we are good. And create a partner profile WE20 in the target system. Here also we have to use the logical system only. So click create, and preferable as use your source logical system name. My source logical system name is IECC 800. Okay, LS. That's it. Save it. And now do the same configurations whatever we have done in the source system. Source system we added the outbound, now we have to add the inbound. Just select inbound, and here material type matmas. What is the process code? So process code is zmat underscore 5. Enter. Okay, so project type, I think that is just, yep, it will take care, no issues. So here zmat 5, trigger immediately. That's it. Save and come back. So we are done with almost all the basic step between source and target. The final step in source and target is distribution. Okay. So now let me go to my ECC system. Yep, this is my ECC system. Let me go to BD64 for the distribution. So here, keep it in the change mode. And click create model view. Give any name for your model view. Short text, okay. Material distribution. And technical name. Go with, okay, I always start with I everywhere. So I just go with I. Material. Continue. Okay, it's done. It's always go at the down. Yeah, it's here. Okay, material distribution. I material is the technical name. And keep the cursor and click add message type. We have option to add BAPI, that's we'll see a little later. Add message type, and here select the sender. Maybe you can go with F4 now if you want, or if you know the name, just go ahead with that. Mine is start with I. So my source system is IECC 800. IECC, right? Okay. Yeah, here it is. This is my source and this is my target. So select the source as sender and receiver also I HANA 800. And what is your message type? So here you have to mention to the system what actually you are sending between these two systems, what type of data. So it's material master. Continue. Done. And again little down, almost down. So you can expand it now. You're able to see which is your source, which is your target, and what actually you are sending. You have an option of filter. Currently we are not doing it. We are doing very basic configuration of IDOC. The data should be moved from source to target successfully. That's it. So here save it and generate your partner profile. Keep the cursor and go here, environment, generate partner profile. You don't want to add anything over here, check run, whatever it is, everything is fine. System will take care. Just execute it. Okay, so it's success. If you are in the first time, if you are doing, mostly you might give red color as well, so don't worry about it, because you might miss some RFC connection. I'm in source system, so I'm talking about RFC. Source RFC connection or some problem in your one second. So it is very common while getting some error here, status shows in red or sometimes in yellow. Yellow we can ignore, but red, yeah, probably the issue would be with RFC or the port, nothing much. Okay, we are good in generating partner profiles. So now before distribute, go to the partner profile in source system and see how it's get configured. So it added some lines, WE20. And my partner profile name is same like my logical system name, right? So I HANA 800. Here it is. So here I added only matmas, and after my generation, this is also getting added over here. Okay, and nothing in the inbound parameter. So we are good. Now go back to your BD64 transaction. Yeah, go back and again go back. Select this, you have to distribute it. Once you distribute, this is going to be enabled or available in your target system. Okay, just click environment, I'm sorry, edit, yep, model view and distribute. Okay, so here it actually selected all the logical systems are listed out here, and by default it selected our model system, logical system, so don't worry. If you want to confirm, just go down, up somewhere in the middle, I believe. Yeah, it's I got it. So here it is. So it's my logical system, HANA system, and it means my target system I'm talking about. So for this system only, this particular model view is going to be distribute. Okay, let's continue. So it's in green again. Here also you might have an option of green or sorry, red or yellow. So model view has been created. So I'm done with all my configuration steps in source. Now go to the target. Yeah, this is my target system. It's in blue color. So go to BD64 and find the same name, whatever we have created, I material, right? It's not, one second, alphabetically sorted. It should be, yeah, it's here. Oh, I think it's sorted with descriptions. Okay, not with the technical name. I was searching for technical name. So here it's same thing. It's enabled. It's created here because of the distribution. So here you have to do the generate partner profile. Okay, you have to do this one the target system. Execute, nothing here. You don't want to add anything. You want to select any information. Everything looks good. Execute it. So now you have a mixture of green, red, yellow. See one by one. So already partner exists. Yes, we have created already with the same name. And in ECC system, in the system, partner 800 was created, was a partner. It's good. Was created. Okay. And port could not be created. Yes, I didn't do it. And RFC also, it's failed. And here it mentioned RFC destination, restart the generation. I am not going to do it because I don't want, I'm not expecting anything from the target system. Once the data comes in a target system, I'm good enough. That is the reason I skipped these two steps. Why I'm showing this is whatever IDOC steps actually we are seeing, it's not all the steps are mandatory. Depends on your scenario, the steps might have changed, because if you see some blocks, if you see some informations, one information has 11 steps, one is 10. Okay, so both are correct, but depends on the scenario. So my intention is do some play around with your own scenarios, then only you can understand exactly. So once you follow 11 steps and tomorrow the scenario changes, you might have one more step, or you might have, you have to skip one more step also. And this will be very useful once you start getting some IDOC issues. So the IDOC configuration is done by someone else and you are in the position to figure out what is happening. So if you know the steps, when is required, when is not required, then it's easy to figure out where actually the issue is. Okay, just play around, no issues in that. I'm good enough. So my partner profile is done. Now we are going in the code level. Coding is very simple. Generate an IDOC. It should come here and it should reach the function module. Okay. Let me go to my ECC for writing the program. So program is already there. I'm going to use the same. I'm not going to write it again and again. SC38. This is my program, very simple, and it has very few informations here. Okay, and passing the values for segments material and MARA, and for material 2 MAKT, and another one is for MARC. Okay, the same material I'm going to pass everywhere. So this is material 2. Okay, let me go with material 1. The first time I'm doing it. Okay, and few things to be changed because this is written for someone, means some other partner profile. So my partner profile is different, receiver partner profile just I, remaining all same. Okay, and I'm passing this to the IDOC control. I explained this very clearly in my first video, and this internal table is holding the data of my IDOC. Okay, activate it and execute it. It doesn't have any write statement, so it just executed it. Let me go to W02 to find the IDOC. F8 Matmos. So this is the one, the final one. So here it's got created it, and here the value is yellow because normally if you select trigger IDOC immediately, everything is a programming, right? It has some background job, it has to trigger some seconds, then only it will trigger the IDOC, and you can just refresh it. See, it's nice. Oh, here, sorry. Okay, just refresh it, and if it is a real-time system, probably the program is executing frequently, so the IDOC generates. Probably in rental it might take some time. So another option is, this is success actually, this is not red, so it's ready for processing. So what I'm going to do is I copy this and go to a transaction called WE14. Okay, I don't want to wait, so I'm going to process manually. Okay, I'm going to process this IDOC manually and press yes, like send completely. I'm saying yes by default and execute it. So it shows very clearly one IDOC selected. Now go back to your W02 transaction and see the status of your IDOC. It should be green. Yes, it's green. Okay, and open it, and data, it's very simple data, raw material 1, 2, and it has MAKT and it has plant details. Okay, so we are good enough from the source side. Let's see how it differs in the target system. Definitely it's an error because my receiving function module is empty. It doesn't have anything, right? Let's see. Go to, and this is my target system, W02, execute, and Matmos. Final one is error. Yes, it's error. Just open it And you know the place where we can see the control record, status record and everything, right? What is the basic type, message type, and what is the partner it got received, like HANA 800, partner number I'm talking about, and this is sender information, ECC 800, so everything is fine. Okay, so go back, and data is also fine, raw material 1, yes, and status is shows very clearly no status record was passed to ALE by the application, meaning the data received and you have a proper channel, process code, function module that reaches to the database table, but the function module or the object is not sending anything back to saying that the IDOC is processed successfully. Okay, so that is the reason it shows the current status is 51. So the basic expectation is once the IDOC reached target system, once it processed, so the application, here application nothing but your function module has to respond back to the IDOC saying that yes, the IDOC processed successfully. You can keep the status or you can modify the status to a success one. So that job has to be done from your function module level. Got it? So now what I'm going to do is I'm trying to clear this error because I don't have anything in my function module, right? Function module is fully empty. I don't want to write any code and do it. So it depends on your requirement, you can do it. But I'll just, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the data from the status records, control and status record. Then it will at least not showing the error part. Okay, so how we have to send it? You have the internal table, just update the internal table with the relevant status code like 62 or 64, whatever is relevant, probably 62. So once you are done with your data manipulation, then you have to update the internal table, control internal table with 62, then automatically this issue will clear it out. Okay, so now I'm going to my intention is I want to just get rid of this issue one. So go to my function module. So here just clear it, control and IDOC status. Okay, activate it. Okay, otherwise real time write the code and update this internal table with the proper status code 62, whatever it is, depends on the business need. We have to pass the particular status code over here. Okay, there is a field called status that will reflect in your IDOC W02 transaction. Now go to ECC, trigger one more IDOC. This is ECC, yes, this is ACC, and SC38, same program, I executed it, W02, same material, no change in the material, probably the last one with, yeah, this one, last one with yellow. Copy this, go back, and W14, execute, manually I'm processing it, one IDOC got selected, that's a good one. Make sure it's green in source. Yes, it's green. Now go to target. And this is the one. Go back and execute. Yep, it's once again on this one, the last one. Yep. So it's yellow. Okay. It's ready to pass to the application, so that's what it shows clearly. But again, it's Y64, we didn't get any information from the application. Okay, ready to pass to application, so no filters, nothing, because I clear the information from the target system, sorry, in the function module. So you have to manually pass the details to the particular function module, particular internal table, what is the status after your IDOC data has processed. Now I will show you how to debug it also. So that is very important for you, right? In the target system. Yes, IDOC is received. I know something has happened. It's not configured by me. I want to figure out what is happening in the function module. So for that, copy the IDOC which you want to debug. Go to the transaction WE19. Okay, and paste it, execute, and here you just know the configuration of your this IDOC. Again, it's not configured by you, designed by you. Then you will find the information here. what is the sender, logical, and processing. Especially, we want this especially, right? What is the process code and what is the function name, function module name. We know the function module name, copy it and have a breakpoint. And if you click continue, then automatically go and stops there. Okay, let me go to the function module first, keep a breakpoint. External breakpoint and come here, select it, select standard inbound and continue. It stops here. Now you see what other informations are coming inside. So there are three lines of data, and the control. So initially it comes with like 64. Yeah, it's 64 because I just changed it. The IDOC is generated with 64. That is the reason it came here 64. And this part you have to change with whatever information status code you want. And the data is here. So you know how to read the data through segment, get the data from SData, and same thing for MAKT for SData also. The structure is same. You have to create the structure same like your EK, MAKTM. Automatically the data, whatever data is, the same thing will be formatted in your work area or internal table. So once you read it, okay. And then status record, you currently doesn't have any status here, and if you want you can update it as well. Okay, so this is the way you have to debug your inbound function module and identify how it is happening using the function module, inbound function module in your target system. Okay, so hope this might be useful to understand how to pass the information from a target system and from a source system and how it's reached in the target system. Okay, so in this scenario I didn't do a port and RFC connection, so the reason I'm again repeating it, not all the configurations are mandatory in the IDOC. Okay, it depends on your scenario, that steps might vary. Okay, so thank you so much for your time. Just play around. If you have any doubts, let me know, and see you more with other videos. Bye.